Today we honor two women who dedicated their lives to the education of their community, who were unfailing advocates for education, for childcare, and for their students. To Newport News, they gave of themselves and their talents. As author Jeanette Wall said, "Teaching is a calling, and I've always thought that teachers, in their way, are holy angels leading their flocks out of the darkness." Valerie Lynn Scott was born and raised in Newport News. She was the proud daughter of Miss May Hamlin Scott and Dr. C. Waldo Scott. She graduated from Newport News High School in 1970 and was a member of one of the school's first integrated classes. Like her mother before her, she chose education as her profession, graduating from Hampton University and Old Dominion University with degrees in early childhood education. After college, she married her longtime friend, Dr. McKinley Price. Their wedding was featured in Jet magazine. Valerie Price spent 30 years as an educator, with 27 of those years in Newport News Public Schools. Mrs. Price taught for the First Step program, Newport News' pre-K initiative, where she provided invaluable education to generations of her community's youngest students. She was also a frequent patron of the Pearl Bailey Library, checking out stacks of books for her students. Even after retirement from the school system, she saw a need for earlier childhood education. She started her own business from the ground up called the Get Up Project, which stood for Getting Educated to Understand Parenting, which provided parents and their toddlers the life skills needed to be ready for school. Ms. Price gave tirelessly to her community through her work with numerous organizations, including Preschool Partners of the Virginia Peninsula, the Commonwealth Council for Aging, and the Lambda Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. She served as First Lady of Newport News from 2010 through 2022. Her family is also very civic-minded, with her father, her brother, her husband, and her daughter all serving in public office. Ms. Price was a devoted member of her church. St. Augustine's Episcopal, was a founding member of their Samaritans Club and served as an acolyte, trustee, and on the vestry. Her light and enthusiasm will be missed throughout Newport News. Hattie Ann Thomas was a lifelong resident of Newport News. Her intelligence was obvious from a young age. She was only 16 when she graduated from Huntington High School as valedictorian of her class. She also was a talented baton twirler. After graduating from Hampton University, she began her career as a sewing instructor for Huntington High School in 1946. She would go on to earn her master's from Cornell University. She married Andrew Barton Lucas in 1950. Unlike many female teachers of the era who were forced to resign when they married, Lucas was allowed to continue her career. She went on to become the head of the Home Economics Department at Huntington. She understood the important economic role home ec could play in women's lives, especially what it could offer in terms of employment for African American women during Jim Crow Virginia. She noted in a speech to students that there has been increasing calls for home economics. Nursery schools, research and testing, radio, journalism, and public utilities have expanded the possibilities of employment in the field. Much advancement has been noted. Ms. Lucas was a founding member of the Gamma Iota Sigma chapter of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. She was also proud of her roots. She edited a history of her ancestors, the Poole family, and was the great-great-granddaughter of Thomas Henry Poole, who established the first church of Newport News Baptist. Lucas remained on the staff of Huntington High until 1971, its last year as a high school. Throughout the years, she was a driving force for class and staff reunions. Mrs. Lucas published 2 books about the history of her beloved school, Huntington High School Chronology, published in 1996, and Huntington High School, Symbol of Community, Hope, and Unity, published in 1999. Because of her work, her name will always be synonymous with Huntington High School. Her books remain invaluable sources on the history of Huntington and on African American education in Newport News. We recognize and salute the contributions and talents of these 2 special women. May we strive to live by their example. May their memories inspire us all to fight for the betterment of our community. Valerie Lynn Scott Price, Hattie Ann Thomas Lucas, They stood for justice.